But it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on. Wow. In bed.
Today, we're diving deep into a story that's been sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. It's a tale of alleged threats, intimidation, and dark secrets involving some of the biggest names in Hollywood. At the center of this storm are comedian Katt and singer Jaguar Wright, two figures who claim they've been targeted for speaking out against powerful forces in the music and comedy worlds. Our investigation begins with Katt, a man whose comedic talent has made him a household name. But behind the laughter lies a story of fear and paranoia. According to Jaguar Wright, Katt found himself in the crosshairs of what they believe to be the Illuminati. It sounds like something out of a conspiracy thriller, but the details Jaguar provides are chilling. A successful comedian, sleeping in a bulletproof vest. That's right. Jaguar claims that Katt took to wearing Kevlar to bed, fearing for his life. It's a stark image that underscores the severity of the alleged threats they faced.
Forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Katt was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
Jaguar recounts a terrifying incident where Katt's house was allegedly breached, leaving him so shaken that he resorted to these extreme measures for his safety. But what sparked this dangerous situation? According to our sources, it all stems from Katt and Jaguar's outspoken criticism of industry powerhouses, particularly Sean Diddy Combs. They've been vocal about their concerns for years, long before recent events brought Diddy into the spotlight. Initially dismissed as crazy or bitter, their persistence seems to have struck a nerve in the upper echelons of the entertainment world. The plot thickens when we look at Katt's feud with Comedy Central. Jaguar reveals that Katt refused to participate in a roast of Flavor Flav, viewing it as degrading to another black man. This stand against what he saw as exploitative content allegedly led to severe consequences. There are claims of multiple arrests, suspicious incidents at shows, and even reports of armed men breaking into Katt's house.
And him, at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth.
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. The moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. To humiliate Flav. Like humiliate him. Like no bar. And they sent a bunch of jokes. And I'll never forget watching Katt in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? And he picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threatening him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. Dollars. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He felony, I felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming it, and was he going there? And he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day, and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Katt's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Jaguar Wright's role in this story is equally compelling. She credits Katt with inspiring her to speak out about industry secrets. According to Jaguar, Katt approached her at her birthday party, handing her a substantial amount of cash as a down payment for her time. Over the next 9 months, Katt allegedly taught her invaluable insights about the industry, preparing her for the mission she would undertake. As Jaguar's revelations expanded to include other major figures like JayZ and Beyonce, the stakes seemingly grew higher. One of the most shocking allegations involves an incident with Diddy and singer Christopher Williams. According to Jaguar, a lawyer who previously worked for Diddy walked in on a disturbing scene that highlighted the alleged abuse of power in the industry. The lawyer reportedly witnessed Williams performing a sexual act on Diddy, allegedly in exchange for a record deal. This story, if true, paints a grim picture of the lengths some artists might be pushed to for a chance at fame. But it doesn't stop there. Jaguar has made serious accusations against JayZ, including claims of inappropriate relationships with underage artists. She alleges that JayZ was involved with Foxy Brown when she was just 15 years old, resulting in her contracting an STD. These are heavy accusations, and while unverified, they've sent ripples through the industry.
See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out, and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You wanna say something? And she was like, oh no, she was like, I just don't understand why you left the door unlocked. If you were in there doing that, why would you leave the door unlocked? He said, I'll do whatever the I want to do in my building. And I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see? I can make a man. He said, if I can make a man, I can make people do anything.
Jaguar's allegations extend beyond individual incidents. She claims that JayZ funded the investigation into Diddy and was involved in the tragic death of Aaliyah. She also alleges that she knows of 3 victims willing to testify about their experiences with JayZ and Beyonce. These claims, while unsubstantiated, add another layer of intrigue and controversy to an already complex narrative. As we dug deeper into this story, we uncovered a pattern of alleged attempts to silence both Katt and Jaguar. There are reports of multiple arrests, legal threats, and even claims of witchcraft being used to maintain control over people in the industry. Jaguar herself claims to have been arrested 8 times, while Katt allegedly faced over 30 arrests without convictions. One particularly disturbing incident involves armed men allegedly breaking into Katt's house in the middle of the night. According to Jaguar, this attempt to take him out left Katt deeply traumatized, leading to his nightly routine of wearing Kevlar to bed. It's a vivid illustration of the fear these artists claim to live with daily. The story takes another turn when we look at the broader impact on the entertainment industry. Jaguar questions the authenticity of the Me Too movement in the music industry, pointing out the silence surrounding these high-profile figures. She draws parallels between her situation and that of Judy Garland, suggesting that social media is the main difference in how these stories are now being told and received. As Jaguar continued to speak out, the perceived threats against her escalated. She was arrested on what seemed to be a minor charge related to a U-Haul truck, which she claimed was orchestrated to silence her. This incident, far from deterring her, seemed to fuel her determination to continue speaking out. In a startling Instagram live session, Jaguar accused JayZ and Beyonce of attempting to control her through legal means, and even suggested they used witchcraft to maintain their influence over people.
Unnecessary court fees and litigations because JayZ wants me broken, stopped, or under his control. And it ain't gonna happen, Sean. I'm never gonna be under your control. Never. You need to learn how to control your wife and her friends and their mouths. Because you got Beyonce in the Beehive looking real right now. 5 million unfollowed, and that number's gonna go up with every image in one of those freak off tapes. And God help, if anybody here how that talks about people with her, they'll start unfollowing by the tens of hundreds. Again. And they should. Because the truth is, the only reason they were following was because of the witchcraft and the spells that were being pushed out through the media. Y'all ain't fans because y'all really love them and y'all really think they're the best. You're fans because you fell for the hype. And they are hypes. I know I can sing. I've been able to do that my whole life. And they've been trying to stop me my whole career. Because see, unlike Beyonce, I'm not willing to hurt people to get famous. See, that's the part of the story that they're not telling y'all. That the more terrible you are, the more they'll protect you.
These claims, while unsubstantiated, added another layer of intrigue and controversy to her story. The saga of Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright raises serious questions about the power dynamics in the entertainment industry. It highlights the potential dangers faced by those who choose to speak out against powerful figures and the complex web of relationships and influences that shape the music and entertainment world. Throughout her ordeal, Jaguar has consistently called for justice and protection, not just for herself, but for all victims of abuse in the industry. She believes that there are many more stories waiting to be told, and that the full extent of the industry's dark side has yet to be revealed. As of now, both Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright continue their fight against what they perceive as corrupt and dangerous elements in the entertainment industry. Their story is one of perseverance in the face of intimidation, a determination to expose hidden truths, and a willingness to risk everything for what they believe is right. The question remains, how much of this is true and how much is speculation? While we can't verify all of these claims, the consistency and detail of the allegations are certainly raising eyebrows across the entertainment world. Are these the desperate claims of disgruntled artists, or is there truth to these shocking allegations? One aspect that cannot be ignored is the impact these allegations have had on the public perception of the entertainment industry. The idea that beloved figures might be involved in such dark activities has left many fans questioning everything they thought they knew about their idols. It's a stark reminder that the glittering facade of fame often hides complex and sometimes troubling realities. The story also sheds light on the power structures within the industry. If these allegations are true, they paint a picture of an environment where success comes at a terrible price, where artists are exploited and silenced, and where speaking out can lead to severe consequences. It raises questions about the responsibility of record labels, management companies, and other industry powerhouses in protecting their artists and maintaining ethical standards. Moreover, the allegations bring attention to the intersection of race, power, and exploitation in the entertainment world. Both Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright have spoken about the unique challenges faced by black artists in an industry that often seems to value their talent while disregarding their humanity. Their stories highlight the complex dynamics at play when issues of race, fame, and power collide. The role of social media in this saga cannot be overstated. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter have given artists like Jaguar Wright a direct line to the public, allowing them to share their stories without the filter of traditional media. This democratization of information has its pros and cons. While it allows for important stories to be told, it also raises questions about verification and the spread of potentially damaging rumors. As this story continues to unfold, it's clear that its implications reach far beyond the individuals involved. It's a wake-up call for the industry as a whole, a demand for greater transparency and accountability. It's also a reminder of the courage it takes to speak out against powerful interests and the potential cost of doing so. The entertainment industry stands at a crossroads. Will these allegations lead to meaningful change, or will they be swept under the rug like so many scandals before? The answer to this question could shape the future of music, comedy, and entertainment for years to come. As we wrap up this investigation, we're left with more questions than answers. What's really happening behind the scenes in Hollywood? How deep does this alleged corruption go? And perhaps most importantly, what can be done to protect artists and ensure that the entertainment industry is a safe and ethical place for all? One thing's for certain, this story is far from over. As Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright continue to speak out, the world will be watching to see what unfolds next in this gripping saga of power, fame, and alleged corruption in the entertainment industry. Stay tuned, viewers. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story and bringing you updates as they come in. The truth, as they say, will out. And when it does, it promises to shake the foundations of an industry that has, for too long, operated in the shadows.